What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I am here in the 2025 Honda Civic Hatchback Hybrid Sport Touring. I'm at the IMPA Spring Break 2025 drive event where I'll get to drive a whole bunch of different vehicles today. Unfortunately, I can't do a super in-depth test drive. I only have very limited time with this vehicle, but I'm gonna do the best I can. But before we get into the test drive, let's do a quick little walk around. 2025 does give us an updated front fascia. Slightly different shape to the grille. We have a honeycomb insert up top and down below. Fully open on this top part, mostly open on this bottom part. We have this kind of split design down here, flat black along the edges, and then we get that body color coming in through the middle. Even though this looks like an aerodynamic vent, it is not, it is fake. This has the typical headlight design that we've seen from Honda for the last few years. The triple beam setup with the reflector LEDs, the two outers being the low beam and your high beam in the middle. We have the daytime running light and turn signal going along the top. Sport Touring gets body color on this piece right here. On all the other trims, it's flat black. We have these 18-inch wheels. They have a really cool design. I've heard some people say that they look like little rocket ships. I see it, kind of cool. It's a two-tone design with like a shark gray with aluminum alloy. It's riding on Goodyear Assurance Finesse tires, 235 on the width with a 40 series sidewall. The overall side profile from the back door forward is the exact same as the sedan, and then we get a harder slope to the roof line here in the rear. I like the taillights of the hatch a lot better than the sedan. They're a bit more interesting, but my one issue with both the hatch and sedan are those incandescent turn signals, especially on this Sport Touring trim. Come on, Honda. You don't even have to change the housing, just change the bulb. I like how they made the tail lights go all the way across. Your third brake light is right there in the middle, so it's not a continuous light bar, but it looks like one, and when you hit that third brake light, it pretty much completes the line going across. But aside from that, the rear end is really clean. I like the integrated reflectors towards the top there, and we don't have any kind of exhaust showing because, well, it's a hybrid. And I really like how all the sport models give you these blacked out mirrors with the turn signal indicators. They went with flat black going all around the window trim. I think gloss black would have been a little bit nicer because I know personally from owning a Civic, an older one, that these don't really age well in the sun. They will start to fade and look not so great within a few years, but the gloss black holds up a lot better. And now inside the 2025 Civic Hatchback Sport Touring, we have a 9-inch infotainment touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also has Google built-in, and we have a 12-speaker Bose audio system we'll listen to in a little bit. Nice soft touch materials on the dash. I'm a big fan of this kind of continuous air vent design, even though it's only 1, 2, and 3. These buttons are really tactile on the AC controls. I've always been a big fan of those. Down below, we have 2 USB-C ports, a 12-volt, and a wireless charger. 2 cup holders. I like how the center console does not have piano black. It has this kind of textured material that's less glossy and I think can hold up a lot better to fingerprints and scratches. Inside the center console, see, we got our key fob there. We got remote start. Pretty average size, and we got a removable tray there. Glove box, not huge, but I guess it's an all right size. Door panel, the same soft touch on the upper, nice and soft here, and leather on the armrest and a little bit on the side panel, and a touch of gloss black right there, but it's okay because you don't touch it. And nice silver door handle. Looks like metal. It's not, but it's believable, so that looks nice. And aluminum pedals down below. These leather seats are really nice and comfortable, and they are heated. Unfortunately, you cannot get ventilated seats on any Honda Civic. And up top, we get a standard size moonroof. And you gotta forgive me for using a note sheet because I'm driving probably like 10 different vehicles today. And it has been raining, the roads are wet, so I can't do anything crazy in terms of testing out performance, but again, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna try to do a little acceleration test here. 0 to 60 is rated at 6.9 seconds. Probably not gonna be able to go all the way up to 60 with the distance I have here, but we can just try it out anyway. So in the drive modes, I'm gonna put it in sport. There is no S mode here on the transmission selector, but there is a drive mode for S. And this is front wheel drive and the road is wet, so let's see how this does. I gotta say, off the line, it's not a sloucher. It's got a little bit of pep in its step. So let's talk about the powertrain. This is a 2-liter 4-cylinder hybrid. This puts out 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque, and it is paired with a CVT. But you know what? A lot of people have been talking about this new Civic hybrid, saying how, surprised they are by how quick it is. And this is my first time ever driving it or being in it. And that 0 to 60 was a complete first impression, and I have to say, kind of surprised by it. Usually a non-SI or Type R Civic is pretty slow, but now they've made it pretty quick. And what makes it even more impressive with that is the fuel economy. 50 city, 45 highway. Okay, we're gonna push it a little bit. Not a slouch by any means. Alright, so the road feel, it's pretty smooth. It's a lot more refined than the ride found in the 10th gen Civic, which I own and I'm very familiar with. It does a much better job at absorbing shock, but with the 18-inch wheels, vibrations, that's a common theme with bigger wheels and lower profile size tires. And one thing I really like about this CVT, it's very similar to the one in the Acura Integra, where it simulates gear shifts, so it feels much more like a traditional automatic than it does a CVT, and you don't get that typical like whiny, drony CVT noise. Okay, and we got some twisty roads coming up here, but the steering, it's nice and responsive. I expect nothing less from Honda. It has kind of a sporty feel to it. It's quick and it has nice weight to it. It's nice and balanced. Brakes do a good job too. Not that they have to be anything crazy. It's not a performance car. All right, we got a bit more of a bumpy road over here. It's still handling that very well. It doesn't feel like a harsh or bumpy ride. Okay, uneven surface here. Going into some of these potholes, the suspension does a good job at kind of softening that. All right, we got a bump here. Let's see. Okay. Now we've got a bit more of a gravelly road here. Obviously this isn't off-roading, but it's a real-world scenario you might find yourself in. So it's good to know how it performs in examples like this. Yeah, the low-end torque when you put your foot down, there's really no delay whatsoever. That's actually quite impressive. Something I have to say, to be honest, with this fully loaded sport touring model, with the price of this, being in that territory of what the Integra costs, on the lower trim levels, I don't think the Integra is worth it. I think everything you get here for the money is much more worth it than what you get in the Integra. Sure, you might be missing a few things like the head-up display, but I still think you get a lot more for your money. Alright, so this has a 12-speaker Bose audio system. Let's take a quick listen to it. lately I have driven a lot of different vehicles that have Bose audio systems, and I've noticed that they've been kind of hit or miss. Some of them have been good, some of them not so much. I think this one is somewhere in the middle. It's all right. I don't know, it just feels like maybe it's lacking a little bit of power. And it sounds like there's just a slight bit of hollowness somewhere in the mid-range frequencies. See, I'm a real stickler about audio, but most people aren't on that level like I am. So for me, like, it's all right. It'll get the job done. But I have to say, just from a first impression standpoint of this powertrain setup, really impressive, especially with that 48 mile per gallon combined fuel economy number. I mean, that is outstanding. I mean, it's quick, it's got good low-end torque, and it maintains those typical kind of sporty driving dynamics that you come to expect from a Honda Civic, but just like more refined than ever. Sure, the Integra does everything the Civic does, just like a little bit better, but it's still so similar that I don't think it's worth the extra money. Now, I have to say, it's not the quietest vehicle. There is a bit of road noise coming in. I'm only going about 40 miles an hour, and it's not like I'm on a busy road or on a highway, which only means it would be even louder out on the highway. But at the end of the day, it's not a luxury car, so in this class and category of vehicle, it's kind of, you know, to be expected. I wish I could take this out on the highway, but unfortunately today I can't. But that is going to wrap up this test drive of the 2025 Civic Hybrid Sport Touring Hatch. Let me know your thoughts on this Civic down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please share with a friend and subscribe. It'll really help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Let me know down in the comments what other vehicles you want to see on the channel next, and be sure to follow @OpticalAutomotive on TikTok and Instagram, and check out the page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.